intriguing. I think all of us know, sure we're sharing, yep. So on CNBC this week, there's been a lot of discussion regarding Bitcoin, of course, which is the main, really the only token they ever discuss on there. They never even bring up Ethereum or Ripple or any of these other things for the most part. It's pretty much all Bitcoin. Not surprising, that's the household name. But they're talking now about institutional investors and the money that's been going in. And I think this is very positive for crypto as a whole. I think it's going to bode well for the space. And it's just a matter of time before a lot of this finds its way into HEX. So we have the headline: big investors new to cryptocurrencies appear to be behind Bitcoin's rally to a record. Let's just go over the key points here and we'll talk about the article a little bit. Investors who bought at least 1,000 Bitcoins worth roughly $23 million at Friday's price and have an account open for less than a year have driven significant demand since September, according to data of firm Chain Analysis. The new cohort together bought 500,000 Bitcoins, or 11.5 billion worth, in the past 3 months. In the time that these new investors accelerated their buying spree, Bitcoin's price more than doubled. The role of institutional investors is becoming ever clearer in the data, says Philip Gradwell, chief economist at Chain Analysis. That's probably the big takeaway from this, and that's what really CNBC was focusing on in some live discussions. They had some news burps about it, and in this article, which summarizes it, I'm not going to read the whole article here, but basically the gist of this is there's some institutional money coming in, mainly to Bitcoin, of course, and we talked about Grayscale, we talked about some other things. But this is a great segue into bigger players into the space. And what they're going to start looking for are good opportunistic investments, is just as they do in the stock market. No institutional investor just buys, the S&P 500. They're always searching for the next Tesla, the next Amazon, the next Apple. And Hex just has to, get its recognition, find its place, get its footing. It's still a very new token. I think there's plenty of headroom to grow. We're still all the early adopters. Even if you came in and bought at the top, say that 1.5 penny or so, and that was your entry point, maybe you're a little bummed right now because it's down. But long term, we start seeing this kind of money come into the space. I mean, let's just talk about the amount of investment there: 11.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Even a fraction of that, even 10% of that amount, even 1% really. Think about what that would do to Hex and the Hex price. I understand the liquidity for Bitcoin is much greater and all that, but we can get there in time. But the big takeaway is that we've got some major money coming in. This is not 2017. 2017 was almost entirely retail investors such as ourselves. This is a very positive move, towards the space, and it's a very positive light on the space. So I think there's something there to consider, and this is why I think also getting Hex ranked in the top, I would say at least the top 10, or at least according to where it should be, market cap wise, is important, only because institutional people will look and find it there, and that's where some people will pique their interest.